Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I've got some pretty heavy news for you today, and it's about someone who's been in the headlines for quite a while now, Dotcom. Now, if you're not familiar with who he is, he's the founder of Mega Upload, this file-sharing website that got shut down back in 2012 by the FBI. But today, it's not about the website or the legal battles that have been going on for over a decade. It's about his health and his current situation, which is pretty shocking to say the least. Dotcom recently took to X, which is formerly known as Twitter, and shared an update about his health. He said that he's recovering from a serious stroke and that he's receiving the best health professionals for his recovery. He also asked for prayers for himself and his family. Now, this is his first post since the U.S. election on November 6th, which is interesting because it's not every day that someone who's been in a legal battle for so long would take a break from that and focus on their health. But it's clear that this is a personal matter and he's putting his health first right now. I know that a lot of you might be wondering, why is this news important? Well, Dotcom's legal battle with the United States has been ongoing for over a decade. It all started back in 2012 when the FBI raided his mansion in Auckland, New Zealand, and shut down Mega Upload, which was accused of facilitating the sharing of copyrighted material, including pirated movies, TV shows, and music. The U.S. authorities have been pushing for his extradition ever since, and in fact, just months ago, the Justice Minister of New Zealand, Paul Goldsmith, signed an extradition order to the United States. So, this is a big deal because it's been a long time coming, and now, with Dotcom's health situation, it adds another layer to the story: racketeering, wire fraud, and money laundering. He's been arguing that he won't receive a fair hearing in the U.S., and he's criticized the New Zealand government for surrendering him to a country where he's never set foot. Now, with the extradition order signed, it seems like the U.S. is getting closer to getting their hands on him. But now, with his recent stroke, it's unclear how this will affect the proceedings. Will he be able to fight this battle from a hospital bed, or will he be forced to leave New Zealand and face the legal system in the U.S., even in his current state? Now, I want to talk a bit about Mega Upload. For those who might not know, it was a file-sharing service that allowed users to upload and share large files, which was a big deal back in the early 2010s. It was a precursor to services like Dropbox and Google Drive, but with a twist. Mega Upload allowed users to share files without having to host them themselves, which made it very popular. However, it also became a haven for people who wanted to share pirated content. The U.S. government accused Mega Upload of facilitating the distribution of copyrighted material, which led to the FBI raid and the eventual shutdown of the site. The U.S. authorities claim that the site caused over $500 million in losses to record companies and film studios. That's a lot of money, and it's one of the reasons why the U.S. has been pushing so hard for Dotcom's extradition, and that the users were the ones who were responsible for the illegal activities. He's also pointed out that the U.S. legal system is biased against him because he's a foreign national. He's been fighting this battle for over a decade, and now with his health situation, it's even more complicated. He's not only dealing with the legal aspects of extradition, but he's also dealing with a serious health issue, which is something that can't be ignored. Let's talk about the other people involved in this case. Dotcom isn't the only one facing charges. His associates Matthias Ortman and Bram van der Kolk entered plea deals in 2023 and were sentenced to more than 2 years in jail. A third associate has since died, so it's clear that the U.S. has been making progress in this case, and they've managed to get some of the people involved to plead guilty. However, Dotcom has always been the one who's been fighting against the charges, and he's been the one who's been the most vocal about his opposition to the U.S. legal system. I want to take a moment to talk about the implications of this case. This isn't just about Dotcom or Mega Upload, it's about the broader issue of file sharing, copyright laws, and the power of the U.S. legal system in international cases. Dotcom's case has been a test case for extradition laws and the way that the U.S. handles international legal matters. It's also raised questions about the fairness of the U.S. legal system when it comes to dealing with foreign nationals. Dotcom has argued that the U.S. is using the legal system as a tool to target him personally, rather than just going after the site itself, TV shows and music, which caused significant losses to the entertainment industry. The U.S. government has always maintained that this is a serious issue and that the people who run such sites are responsible for the actions of their users. However, Dotcom has always maintained that he's not responsible for the actions of the users and that he's being targeted because he's a foreign national. Where does this leave us? Well, Dotcom is currently in a difficult position. He's dealing with a serious health issue, and he's also dealing with the legal battle for his extradition. It's unclear how this will play out in the long run. Will he be able to fight this battle from a hospital bed, Or will he be forced to leave New Zealand and face the U.S. legal system? It's also unclear how the U.S. will handle this case now that Kim.com is in a weakened state. Will they be more lenient, or will they push forward with the extradition as planned? One thing is clear, this case has been a long and complicated one. It's been over a decade since the FBI raided Kim.com's mansion, and the legal battle has been ongoing ever since. Now, with the recent developments, including his stroke and the extradition order, it's a critical moment for Kim.com and for the case itself. It's also a moment that highlights the broader issues of international legal cooperation, the power of the U.S. legal system, and the challenges that individuals face when they're accused of crimes in a foreign country. What's next? Well, it's hard to say. Kim.com's health is a priority right now, and it's unclear how that will affect the extradition process. However, it's also possible that the U.S. will continue to push forward with the extradition, even if Kim.com is in a weakened state. It's also possible that the case will be delayed or even dropped, depending on the outcome of the legal battle and the condition of Kim.com's health. This case is a reminder of the complexities of international law and the challenges that individuals face when they're accused of crimes in a foreign country. Kim.com's case has been a landmark case in the world of file sharing and copyright law, and it's a case that will likely be studied for years to come. Whether or this case will be a success for Kim.com or a failure, it's clear that it has had a significant impact on the legal landscape and on the way that the U.S. handles international cases. As we watch this case unfold, it's important to remember that it's not just about one person or one company. It's about the broader issues of international law, copyright, and the power of the U.S. legal system. It's also a reminder of the importance of due process and the need for fair treatment of individuals, regardless of their nationality. And it's one that will likely continue to be discussed for years to come. Whether Kim.com will be able to fight off the extradition or not, it's clear that his case has had a lasting impact on the world of file sharing and on the way that the U.S. handles international legal matters. It's a case that has raised important questions about the fairness of the legal system and the power of the U.S. in international cases. And it's a case that will continue to be studied and debated for years to come.